Hey guys, it's Metal Mama. I'm having my coffee this morning on my porch, so hope you guys are having a great start to the day. I just want to talk a little bit about, I had been watching some interviews, and I know this has been a thing for a while, and I've watched several interviews through the years, but like pre-1990s, when people started getting popular in music or movies, um, I've heard several of the artists and know personally for a few that once you start becoming popular, especially pre-90s, it was a little chaotic. I mean, it was wild. And I think that was due to the fact that the people were so, had it in their minds, that they may not ever get to see that artist again, or, this is one moment that they may not ever get to have again. And if they saw them out in a restaurant or something, they begged the crap out of them, or, because I've heard, especially David Cassidy, he was bigger, his fan base was bigger than Elvis and the Beatles put together. And if you don't believe me, you can look that up. But he especially lived like a recluse. He was so popular and so famous from doing the Partridge Family. Then he went on to tour doing the Partridge Family music, and then he had his own career doing his own touring, doing his own music. It was an issue for him all of his life. He always had people around him, but he was always lonely. He said he was always so lonely. He had nobody he could really talk to except his best friend Sam Hyman was with him through the whole thing. I can't imagine having that kind of fame, going from being basically nothing to overnight success, and you can't go shop, you can't go eat, you can't go to the movies, like Elvis. Elvis had his entourage with him all the time. He was always surrounded by people, but he was lonely. He had to rent private stuff out. He had to rent movie halls out. Anything he wanted to do, he had to completely rent it out and get all regular people out of there. So it was just him and his entourage. So that's my heating and air unit kicking on. Sorry about that. And then I was watching some stuff the other day, some interviews with Korn, and Jonathan Davis was talking about how they had to accept the fact that they could no longer have any privacy, because they were so open. They would do their sets when they first started. He said they liked to go on first. That way they could mingle in the crowd and pass out demo tapes and flyers and whatever, to get the next gig going so people would come see them. Well, once they started having their fame, which didn't take but a couple of years, he said it was really hard for them to accept that they couldn't go out and do anything anymore. And he said they liked to have the set first, pass out their stuff, and then party with their fans, or party with whoever was there. They didn't have to necessarily be a fan of theirs. And then after everything was done, they would go back to people's houses and have like keg parties and, just having fun and enjoying each other. And that had to stop. I don't know what level it was for them, if they were being hurt, because like David Cassidy was injured several times, had his hair ripped out and his clothes pulled off, and they would have annihilated him if they could have got a hold of him, and not wanting to hurt him, but they would have hurt him because there was such a mass crowd and frenzy going on. So I don't know what level it was for John and them, if whatever happened to them, if anything happened where they were in danger or they felt like they might be. Because I know John personally had a bodyguard, and still does. Loke is still his person that watches him. And as far as I know, Loke still does it. But I'm pretty sure he still has bodyguards. But I can't imagine not being able to go down here to the store and get a Coke, or go to the movies, or just go on a walk, because they're constantly watched. Now I don't know about Korn or Slipknot, the rest of the big groups, but I know for a fact that David had people break in his house, break into his trailers. If they knew he was going to be performing somewhere, they would break into wherever he was going to be, and they would camp out and wait on him. He said he was in one of his dressing room campers for like a fair event. They did a lot of live venues, like at fairs and stuff. There were two girls in his camper hiding under the sink area, in the cabinet area, while he changed. He said, and he heard giggling and stuff, and he was going to the restroom. He said, and I was naked, and they broke into his house and stole his clothes. He would go home, and his pool would be full of people, and his house would be full of people, and him not even be there. So that to me is such an invasion of privacy. I mean, even if you weren't that large of a person, the fandom like that is crazy. That is so awful. I would never. Myself, I would even be a little apprehensive of even asking for an autograph or a photo, or just to say hi, because of stuff like that. Because if I ever met, Jonathan or Monkey or Head or any of them out in public, I would be kind of standoffish to even approach them because of stuff like that. They don't get any peace. I'm assuming they don't get much peace, but I see on the fan side of it too, because if I'm out and I did see one of them, I would definitely want to talk to them or approach them or say hi or get a photo or something. I would want to do that, and if I didn't, I would regret it the rest of my life, because I would think, I had Jonathan Davis in front of me, I had, Brian Welch in front of me, or, David Cassidy's not alive anymore, but I would love to have seen him and talked with him, because the way he interacted with his fans, he did love his fans. I would just be kind of apprehensive to do that. I wouldn't, and if one of them said anything ugly at all to me, it would just crush me. I have such, you can hurt my feelings pretty easy, so it would just crush me if something like that happened. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. If y'all have any insight on that, comments, let me know. If you've had any experience with meeting somebody, how did you approach them? What did you say to them? Because I have met a couple of famous people, and I felt really awkward going up to them. Like I said, you don't want to interrupt their meal, but if you wait, are you going to get a chance, after they're done? Are they going to just get up and bolt? Do they have people around them already where you can't even go up there? You just never know. It would just crush me if somebody said something ugly or nasty to me to hurt my feelings, and I would probably not ever want to be their fan again if something like that happened. But I'm just too tender-hearted like that. That's a Southern thing. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. If you've had any experiences or whatever. And I'm sorry this video is kind of light because I'm outside. The sun's shining over here on this side. But let me know if you've had any experiences or any input or anything on that. I'd be interested to know. If you have any stories or anything you'd like to drop a line there in the comments to me, and I might make a video on something about what you've commented on. So you guys rock on and have a great day.